Alert the press! Alert the press! Tell the news people that the fragrance video is here. It's happening. Jade, when you gonna do a fragrance video? Jade, I've been looking for a unisex fragrance. I'm looking for something real boy girlish. It's here, y'all. The fragrance video is happening today. What up, y'all? My name is Jade Fox, and this is the Madeyoulooks channel. And today, as I just mentioned, we're talking about everything that is smell good. Is that a black thing? I feel like my mom, she never called it perfume or parfum or even cologne. She always called it smell good. Put some smell good on. Maybe that's just some country stuff. I don't know. Either way, we're gonna be getting into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 different fragrances today. And I am not an expert, okay? I don't know what the formal terminology is to describe these scents as far as notes and stuff, but what I'm gonna do is describe to you, I'm gonna describe them in a way that I hope you can understand. I'm gonna start off with the most head-ass unisex fragrance of them all, Versace Eros. Before I get into what this smells like, I'm gonna explain to you the person that wears this fragrance. I'm gonna explain to you who I was when I was wearing this fragrance, because I really feel like this describes everyone who wears this fragrance. So this is, I actually don't even know if it's a perfume or a cologne. It's definitely sweeter, but it's got a bit of a musk there. I was freshly single. I was making good money, had my own place, living out in LA. My best friend was also single at the time, who also had money at the time. And I just, any opportunity I had to make an impression, to talk to a lady, but to talk to a girl, you know, I was fully feeling my shit. You couldn't tell me anything. Plus I was happy. I was out of that relationship. I felt light, like I felt successful, and I was probably the thirstiest I had ever been wearing this. This scent is very much like for the single person, the single young person between the ages of like 21 and 26, 27. Maybe you live somewhere in a big city. You like to talk to people, you like to meet people, you want to make an impression, you want people to think that you smell good, you want to be seen, okay? Like you're not someone who's shy, you're not someone who doesn't want to be noticed, you want to be noticed and you want everybody to pay attention. This is the scent for you because it's sweeter, yes, but it also has a bit of a muskiness there. It smells exactly like a night out in the city. The outfit I'm seeing, like if this fragrance was an outfit, leather pants, it's an all black fit, leather pants, a slim or like a really sleek black top, definitely a boot, a little bit of a boot action going on. Sunglasses because they're unnecessary, but they are the vibe, they are the moment. But you have something about you that's at least deeper than that, you know what I mean? Like maybe you've got a nice personality, you're super smart, you're very personable. This is a very personable, like non-assuming fragrance. Like if you are looking for something that's gonna just do what it needs to do, meaning it's gonna smell great, it doesn't really lean too far into anything as far as like masculine or feminine, something that could work for daytime or nighttime. I do think that this leans a little bit more nighttime because it does have like a slight sultriness to it. This is you, this is where you need to go. And I also don't think that it's terribly expensive. I think that I got this, honestly, I may have gotten this from like one of those like random fragrance shops in the mall. There's a few different ones, but this is just the one that I have. And I do pop this on every now and then. It just reminds me so much of like younger, single, head ass me, just trying to flirt with anything with legs. But all that to say, it's still a good scent. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a good scent. I'm just saying, it definitely smells and feels and has like the vibe of that type of person going through that point in their life. This is Calvin Klein. This is actually a collaboration with Calvin Klein and Palace. They did a whole collection, and a part of that collection was this fragrance. Now this is the remixed or like updated version of CK1, I believe CK1, which is Calvin Klein's like standard classic. They always have it. They're like fresh, everyday scent. It's iconic. It was super popular in like 90s and 2000s just because it's such a staple, clean, fresh, crisp, kind of refreshing smell. It's definitely like Ooh, this smells so good. See, and the reason why I like this is because I like the original CK1. I feel like it's the perfect everyday, don't gotta think about it. It doesn't matter what your style is, it's gonna work type of fragrance. It's super versatile. And another reason why I love that fragrance is because it pairs really well with like warmer scents. I find that it brings an elevated or like a crispness to a warmer scent. So if you, like my girlfriend, for example, she uses like a lot of like vanilla based, you know, fragrances. And so they're very like warm, sugary, you know, bakery kind of like smelling type of scents. When you layer this on top of that, it takes a little bit of the like sweetness out of it, but it still maintains its warmness. It just feels a little less sweet and a little less bakery. You know what I mean? I feel like whenever I'm pairing this with something that smells like something, so if you have a fragrance that smells like cookies, or if you have a fragrance that smells like a cigar, not necessarily a fragrance that has like an ambiguous kind of smell, I find that layering this takes it out of smelling like that particular thing and makes it more of, you know, the vibe, you know, of a sweetness, rather than it being just is smelling like a particular thing. I hope that this is making sense. But the remix version, as part of the Calvin Klein and Palace collaboration, I feel like it's just punchier. It's definitely more citrus packed. It's slightly muskier. It's just great. This is a #1 pick. I think out of all of the fragrances I'm gonna show you today, this is the most versatile. It's also the most affordable, compact. It works with literally whatever you're trying to do, however you're trying to dress. This will work regardless of your age as well. This will work. It doesn't smell young or old. It smells very classic. And that's why I really enjoy this scent, especially the Calvin Klein CK1 original scent. I enjoy that one, but this one just feels like that scent, but with the saturation turned up a little bit. It's only a little sweet. It's only a little sweet, but it's, if you're into like the fresh citrus, you know, very clean, almost like a slight aqua kind of like vibe there. You know, if this was a color, oh, let's do that, yeah. If this was a color, it would be ice blue. If this was a color combination, it would be ice blue and like a pale yellow. And because I didn't give the Versace Eros a color, honestly, this teal and gold combination is exactly the color that I would give this, because it's like, it's teal, so it's not too green, not too blue to kind of like speak to the ambiguity of it all. However, you can tell that it does lean more masculine, so we're still in that blue realm, and then the gold is just kind of speaking to that slightly, you know, sexy, sultry, come heatherness of the Versace Eros. Now, I want to get into one that I actually just picked up. This was one of the fragrances that is super popular that I kept seeing on TikTok. I saw a lot of people doing like get ready with me's and stuff with this particular fragrance, specifically a lot of lesbians though. And I wanted to get in on it. And this is the Salvage Dior Sauvage. This is just a little one. I also got this from Sephora as well. Most of my fragrances I get either from like fragrance outlets or like department stores. This is a man, okay? This is the guy. This is the guy. You know, when people say like, oh yeah, I know a guy, that guy's wearing this. It is 100% like a cologne, a true men's cologne. It's got that like, if it was a color, it'd be maroon or Bordeaux maybe. It does have a light layer of sweetness on the top, which is why I like it. It's hard for me to commit to a cologne that doesn't have a little bit of sweetness, because it just is, it's a little overpowering for me and to me. It's like I'm a 5'4" woman with a very medium body. So it's like, in my opinion, I don't feel like a really masculine scent looks like it goes with me, or if it smells, does that make sense? Like it doesn't feel like it matches me. Whereas if it has a little bit of a sweetness, then I feel like it matches me. Okay. But yes, this is definitely nighttime, date night, maybe even like a first date at night, sex dungeon, going to a lounge and smoking a cigar on the big leather couch, like Jay-Z vibes. Like that's what this gives me. It's very like grown. It's a very grown scent. This is not one that I would probably bring out that often, because I do feel that it is a lot. And when I say a lot, I don't mean that and it's super strong, but it is very potent and it is very specific. It is a very specific manly cologne. And so that's why I tend to either layer it with something like this, or I will just do like 2 sprays max, and that's about it. But the way that this smells, it smells really good. It's very, like, as I mentioned, sexy, masculine, dominant. It's got like an assertiveness to it. It smells very confident. It smells like a guy with a good job and like nice shiny shoes. Like that's what this smells like. And if it was a color, oh, I already told you, it would be like a Bordeaux or a maroon kind of vibe. I still enjoy this and I do recommend this. I think that this is good just to have when you need it. This is not something I would recommend for every day, unless you're like a male escort, then do you? Or if you're like a stud exotic dancer, then I think it would also work well. But yeah, it's a little bit much for every day, but I do recommend it. It smells great. And is it worth the hype? Because this is a very hyped cologne. And as far as that goes, I get why. I get why this is a hype cologne, because you can kind of smell a bit of everything in it. As I mentioned, you get those more musky notes, those deeper like mahogany kind of like notes there. I can smell a bit of the wood. I would even say that this is probably even leaning more into like winter and fall. I don't know if this is, I feel like it's a bit too deep for summer, spring, but I do recommend it. It's very sexy. Now this one, I got this one the same time I got the Dior one. And as you notice, a lot of these are little because I wanna like really build up my fragrance collection. I wanna like have my row of fragrances and just like pick. And so it doesn't really make sense for me to have giant bottles of colognes and perfumes if I'm just gonna be like doing a couple sprays every other day. And so this one was one I started trying out. This is, hope you can see that, this is Replica, specifically the fragrance Sailing Day. Can you see it? Can you see it? Just gonna remind myself of what it smells like. Ooh, okay, so this one, very similar to CK1 because clean, fresh, aquatic, beachy, almost powdery a little bit, laundry-esque slightly. You know, it's definitely that punch of like, ooh, it's got this, ooh. This smells like what an ice cold sip of sparkling water tastes like. That's what this smells like. That striking, like refreshing hit you get when you like take a sip of a LaCroix fresh from the fridge. That is what this is giving. And I also think that this is really great for every day. It's on the playful side, like it's on the light, don't take yourself too seriously side. Like I think this is great for like a daytime move, museum, or even just like something more casual, like studying somewhere or even work. I think this is perfect for work because it's enough of a point of view. It's enough of a distinction there for it to cause heads to turn. However, no one's gonna be turning their head and thinking, wow, that was a lot that they decided to do today. Like no one's gonna think that. Very refreshing, very approachable, almost like friendly smelling. Like if this was a color, it would be beige. Just there, it works, it's versatile, nothing really too crazy about it, but blends in really well and is pretty versatile. Yeah, I will say, in my opinion, this does lean slightly floral, like slightly floral. So if you enjoy like rose water or, you know, just like anything that smells kind of like powdery, florally in that way, I think that you would really like this one. If you're into like that freshness without the floral and the powder, CK1. This smells amazing with this next one, which is Replica. Actually, before I lie, let me double check that this does actually smell good together. I'm not supposed to mix it, but sorry, I have to. Yeah, yeah, babe, yeah, babe, yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if they do this on purpose. Like, I don't know if fragrance lines are similar to clothing lines where if you were to mix them with each other, it would pair better than if you were to mix it with another brand. I don't know if they're thinking that deep. I don't know if they're trying to do all that, but this pairs really well with another Replica fragrance, which is Coffee Break. This one I need to buy in this size because this is the second time I bought one of these little ones, but I can never find these in stock anywhere that aren't this size. But this is my everyday go-to. I smell amazing. Please don't ask me what I'm wearing. I don't want to talk about it. Just smell me and let me go because this is too much. This smells so good. I know I said that the CK1 was my favorite, my go-to. This is the other favorite and the other go-to. I think when there's a chance that I could be invited somewhere, I will wear this. If I know for a fact that I ain't doing shit that day, but going to this cafe, working, maybe going and shooting some stuff and then going home, then I'm gonna go for this. But if there's a chance that someone's gonna invite me to a bar move or something, then I'll throw this on. And I also think that this is perfect specifically for those events, like casual events, like house parties, gatherings, dinner parties, bar moves, you know, getting dinner with someone and getting a meal with somebody, getting drinks. I also think this is really great for a first date because similar to this one, it does have that like sultriness to it. However, it's way less than this. Like this is, you can feel this trying to be sexy. Whereas this one, depending on who's wearing it and what you're wearing, it can lean sexy or not. And it does smell a bit like coffee, but it's not exact. Like it doesn't smell like coffee, but there is definitely like a coffee note there. There's sweetness, you can smell vanilla. This one is sweet, I will tell you that. It's not like ridiculous, like a Victoria's Secret kind of fragrance. I remember my ex used to wear teas all the time and that thing was so sweet. So it's not sweet like candy necessarily, but it is sweet as in you can smell the vanilla in it. You can smell the oud, you know, in there. And you can also smell like cedarwood, patchouli, like all these other things, but it's super subtle, which is really why I love this. It's super subtle. It just smells really good. There's a deepness there and it smells unique enough to wear every day, which is why I say like, it smells unique enough to wear every day and it also is appropriate for a nighttime move or just another move in general, but it's not too unique to the point where you can't wear it every day or it feels like it's a lot. If this was a color, it would be latte. That's the color it would be. Oh, I wear this one when I'm meeting people for the first time because usually I wanna like put the parts of myself that are the most consistent forward. And as I change out my fragrances, as I would change out my outfits and my style and all those types of things, I do want to have like those pieces that I always go back to. I want to have those pieces and those like fragrances that feel very me, you know, kind of day to day. And that's what this does. This smells like me to me. So it's great. Now this next one, I had to write a letter to a support email account. Because this, let me open the box for you. Beautiful bottle, beautiful bottle. Like, look at that. This is a beautiful bottle, okay? HINOKI FANTôME. If that's wrong, I'm very sorry. But HINOKI FANTôME from the brand Boy Scents, or Boy Smells rather. I have the candle version of this and I'm obsessed, okay? I have never been a candle girl and I'm still not really a candle girl. I'm not even a fragrance girl. I just know what I like, you know what I mean? And I stick to those things that I like. And so when it comes to the candle version of this, over, done. She's beautiful, it smells so good. Like it's unisex as hell. It smells like a flannel, but also not. It just smells so good. It smells so good. And so I thought maybe I would like the Parfum version of it. I don't like it. It's just, it smells like a literal fire. Like it smells like campgrounds. It also smells like incense kind of. It's just, it smells very woodsy, very earthy, organic, very natural. Like there's nothing in this that I don't believe is of the earth, okay? So that is really what we're working with here. And there is a sweetness to it, but it's just not good though. It's not a sweetness that you recognize. It's kind of like when you eat something and there's a sweetness there that you're just not used to. I think that Thai food, that happens a lot where you get pad see ew or you get like the peanut sauce chicken dish. And sometimes, you know, you have it and it's like tangy and great. And then other times that you go somewhere else and say some people make it with like a little bit more sugar, like spaghetti. You know what I'm talking about? Like sometimes people put sugar in their spaghetti and we need to cut that acidity. Yes, so let's add some sugar. But sometimes there's a point where you add too much sugar and now there's a sweetness to the spaghetti. We don't want a sweetness to the spaghetti. We just want to cut the acidity. That's what this is giving me. It's giving me, y'all did too much. Y'all went beyond cutting the acidity to the point where it's sweet in a way where it's not really making it better. So that's what this is. I hate it. And then it doesn't help when I emailed the company about sending it back, which I'm not gonna do because Jade actually likes this. Sending it back, they were like, well, actually, you know, our return policy, you can't open it and it has to have all the seals on it, babe. And I was like, well, how can I smell it if I don't open it? And then they emailed me back and they were like, oh, well, we add a little card that basically talks about this policy. And also we have a little miniature fragrance that we put in each of the shipments. That way you can smell the little miniature version before you open the bigger package. Let me show you the miniature that they sent me. I don't know if y'all can read or not, but that don't say HINOKI on it. So I emailed them back and I was like, okay, cool. But one, I didn't get a card in my package with the policy on it. And two, this little mini is not the fragrance that I even ordered. And so they were just giving me drama, and eventually they told me that I could just return it. But then I have to pay for all of the shipping costs. And I'm like, this is not a light bottle, including the big old box that it came in. And so boy smells, it's not looking too good for you right now, girl. But yeah, I don't love this, but I decided to add it because I just thought that this would probably be up someone's alley. I would say if you like Jazz Club by Replica, if you took Jazz Club and threw it in a fire, that's what this smells like. And if this was a color, it would be, honestly, it'd probably be like a brownish green, like a really dark olive green. But my girlfriend loves that one. So just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you won't like it. It's definitely woodsy if that's your vibe. And the last fragrance, the heavy hitter, I got this one during Christmas time. Wait, was it Christmas time? Yeah, I got this one during Christmas time last year. This is Ulysses Wood. I got this once again from a little fragrance outlet in the mall. And this smells like a real fine professor. Like the professor that be dressing and just smelling good and just smart as hell, just up there in front of the class, lecturing their asses off in them pants, them slacks is hitting. Them slacks is fitting just right. That's what this is giving me. It's very like elevated, grown up, but not stuffy and not old. Like none of these are giving old at all, okay? None of these are giving grandma at all, or grandpa. Also, this one's leaning more holiday. I don't know why it's giving me holiday time. There's something in it that's giving me holiday time and I don't know what it is, but not to say that if you're gonna wear this, it's gonna smell like you should only be wearing it during holiday time. There's just something about this that smells like it's supposed to be for like chestnuts roasting on an open fire. But this one, sweet, yes. Musky, yes. It's actually really similar to Versace Eros. It's just grown up. It's like Versace Eros if they got into a relationship, got a pet that they're now responsible for, and became a software engineer. That's this. So I would say if you like this, you will like this. If you like Replica Coffee Break, you will like this. If you like CK1, I don't know if you'll like this. This definitely feels more like velvety. It feels and smells velvety. It smells like smooth and warm. You know, like when you pour creamer into coffee, how it does that like pretty thing? This smells how that looks. But still, I would say that this is subtle enough for every day. And the great thing about this one is that homegirl stays. She stays on the skin. This bottle's huge, so I don't know when I'm ever gonna run out of this, but like, she stays on the skin really, really well. CK1 does not. You're gonna have to spray her a few times, all throughout the body, a couple times a day. She does okay. She does okay. The Dior Salvage also does pretty good long-term. I also love the way that this sprays. There's so many smells in this room right now. Like, look at how this sprays. I hope that y'all can see this. Just a nice, thick stream. Yeah. Oh God. but this just smells so damn good. I'm trying to think of, if this was a color, it would be navy blue. But like, it would be indigo. No, it would be navy blue. It would be navy blue. This definitely leans also into that sultry, sexy, but not too much though. It's more so just grown smelling, more so than it being, rather than it smelling like something that is that is older. I will do my best to add little charts that have the notes breakdown of everything. But if you were to ask me what my top 5 was, or maybe my top 3, it would probably be her, and then coffee break, her. And it's funny because these all suit different purposes. Like this is just throw on, I'm not really doing anything that important. This is like, I wanna have a good day today. And this is, I'm trying to have some sex later. Like, let's just be real. Let's be fucking for real right now. And that is it. I wish I had this sponsored. That's really why I was holding out. I was trying to get a sponsor for it, but it's okay. That didn't happen. It's all right. Sponsorships are still gonna be rolling in. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Thank you for dealing with, you know, my changing environments as I prepare for this move. I really appreciate y'all, and I will be documenting everything on my Patreon as well. So be sure to follow me on Patreon. I love y'all, and do not forget, wear what you want, wear what you like, wear it out.